Salt Lake City, UCLA, the Pac-10 champions, against the WAC tournament champions, Wyoming. The starting lineup for UCLA, Reggie Miller, the all-Pac-10 performer. Charles Rochelin out of Canada at one forward. Haley, the senior center. There's Pooh Richardson at one guard, and Dave Emmel, a very fine guard in his own right. Dennis Dimbo, the WAC player of the year. Jonathan Summers, 6'6" defensive stalwart. Lechner, we talked about him. Sean Dent, excellent defensively, and Reggie Fox, 6'3", is an outstanding outside shooter. Walt Hazard, in his third year as head coach of the UCLA Bruins. The fifth coach since John Wooden retired in '75. They've won 22 of their last 24 games. Jim Brandenburg in his ninth year at Wyoming. 9 winning seasons, 3-time WAC champions. This is their second NCAA berth. The officials in charge of this game will be Gene Monge, Peter Pavia, and Bill Bova. UCLA 25-6, Wyoming 23-9. We talked about trying to contain Pooh Richardson in the open court, UB Brown, but can this UCLA team stop Lechner inside?
Well, I don't think anyone has done that so far, but UCLA has a number of big people that they can take fouls and make him work extremely hard. Now, as far as Richardson goes, he's every bit as dangerous after you score, getting the ball to him inbounds, attacking up the floor and getting a shot off within 4 or 5 seconds. And I think that's what happened in their ball game the other day. The speed that UCLA will get it up and a shot taken before you get back defensively.
There's Pooh Richardson, the man you talked about, to Reggie Miller. And Miller almost lost it. Pressure from Dennis Dimbo. And here comes Pooh. Pooh will bring it out to Dave Emmel. Emmel is a junior. He redshirted last year. He's out of Hillsboro, Oregon, and has been a very welcome addition to this team. When he and Rochelin became starters, UCLA won 22 of their next 24.
Well, here's a surprise. Wyoming is playing man-to-man.
There's a screening foul on Reggie Miller. Miller picking up the foul. North Carolina leading Michigan. That game is being played in Charlotte in the East region.
Well, I think at the beginning of the game, the fact that Wyoming came out man-to-man, they're saying that they're going. Dent is a very good defensive player and should do a pretty good job on Richardson. But the big key is not to allow the open shot for Reggie Miller.
Want to remind our viewers, the Providence-Austin Peay game. We'll be joining that in a few minutes. Another game, and we'll be able to keep you up to date on the progress of this game with scoring reports and highlights. It'll be the New England and Western Tennessee region. We'll get that ball game, so we'll keep you posted on the game here and switch you to the game in your interest area.
Now, for people who have not seen Wyoming play before, Dennis Dimbo just kicked up a 3-point shot. Now, you'll see a lot of that. He leads the team in attempts. He's already taken over 163s.
Haley missing. Lechner effectively bringing it down. Lechner is a 265-pounder at 6'11". His body is still just maturing. And look at he and Haley bang inside.
Well, Haley's job is not to allow him to get to his spot.
That ball is thrown away.
Anytime that you're playing against a great big man, what you try to do is don't let him get to where he wants to go, even if he only is 1 step off of that spot. It's disruptive.
This is Rochelin from outside from Toronto, Canada. Reggie Miller, he'll load it up from there. That's his area. Boy, he's something to watch. They call it Reggie range. He can shoot from anywhere on the floor. Tremendous strength. Wiry. He doesn't look that strong, but he is.
Well, he's a 43% shooter from the 3-point range, and then a 54% shooter from regular twos.
That's not bad. He was 3 of 4 in 3-point shots Thursday. There's Lechner. He gets that ball up high, doesn't he?
Not only is he a good shooter when he makes the catch, but he's outstanding positioning.
There's Pooh Richardson.
Now, this is what we said. When you score, you must get back and pick him up. You cannot pick him up at half court and let him get the ball up within 4 seconds. You're in a lot of trouble.
Wyoming must control his tempo to their liking. They can run the ball themselves, but they don't want to get into that running game. Dimbo can't handle the pass. Here comes Pooh. Off to Rochelin. Charles Rochelin, outstanding leaper. There's Miller again, 3-point. Out it comes now to Sean Dent. Dent, outstanding playmaker, defender, but Reggie Miller with the steal. Here we go to the other end, and this tempo is not Wyoming's liking.
4-on-2.
Rochelin. Charles Rochelin, 6'7.5" sophomore. Timeout, Wyoming. Jim Brandenburg doesn't like the pace of this game.
He's very upset, mainly because they had the turnover at the other end. He's not getting what he wants from an offensive standpoint.
We played less than 3 minutes and already 3 turnovers by Wyoming.
Well, right there, Dent thought that all he had was a one-on-one versus Pooh Richardson, but Reggie Miller coming. For all young players out there, when you try to run the ball down, always go for the ball and look for the tap from behind.
Wyoming with the basketball. Trailing 7-2. Summers will bring it out now. Reggie Fox, good shooter, but elected not to. Off to Denbo.
Well, I like the battle going on with Reggie Miller and Denbo.
That was a heck of a catch by Lechner there, and he's fouled. Rochelin committing the foul.
Well, early in the year, I had Lechner versus the University of Louisville, and he did an outstanding job versus Purvis Ellison. Just absolutely dominated him. And then in the first game here on Thursday, you have to be very impressed with his hands. He has soft hands, the strength of an ox. He's 265 pounds. He's on a very dedicated and heavy weightlifting program. And the young man works extremely hard getting his position.
He is a giant, 6'11", 265. The WAC tourney MVP the last 2 years, all conference, at 22 points Thursday night. He leads the WAC in field goal percentage. He was 9th in the nation. And he gets both of those, and it's 7-4 UCLA. Maybe the best unknown player in the country, Yibby.
Well, that's a very good statement.
Reggie Miller, they're going to give him 2 on that, a 2-shot.
Yeah, well, you know what happened? That was a double screen for Reggie in the lane. Now, they have to make up their mind. If they're going to switch out on that, that's the only way they're going to cover him and deny him the ball.
Our viewers in the New England and Western Tennessee area will be leaving us momentarily to see the Providence-Austin P game in their local areas.
Right there, we had a lob pass into Denbo. Now, this young man has great upper body strength for a guy who's 6'5". He is the high scorer of this ball club behind Lechner. The two of them alternate. They take turns at leading this club. But this young man really has tools. He's a good low box player. He's an excellent three-point shooter.
Look at the arms on him. He's strong, 6'5", 215 out of San Antonio. They called him the electric one. He is so emotional. You'll see him. He'll raise the double fist after hitting a shot. And he is one of those guys who is playing full tilt all the way.
Well, it's a very young ball club. Out there right now, they have 4 juniors and only 1 senior, but they have an awful lot of experience.
North Carolina leading the Wolverines by 1. That's a 3-point attempt by Emma. Lechner rings it down.
Don't be surprised, though, when you see the athletic quickness of Wyoming when they decide they're going to run with this basketball. They're very quick in the open floor.
Well, Walt Hazzard thinks Lechner's the best big man they're going to face, and they face guys like Belp of Washington.
They tried that time to have Denbo's man double-team Lechner. You can't do that because he's such an outside shooter.
So Denbo hit the three-pointer. Now he has the rebound. He felt that Denbo in the game Thursday night was a little preoccupied. He was pressing a little bit, and he seems to be into this one.
Well, what happened was he was lost for about 17 minutes. Okay? We have an offensive foul. That time down in the low post area. Because what we have here, people are working really hard. Dennis Denbo tried to ward off Reggie Miller. Reggie was really working him and trying to deny him the ball.
Denbo committing the foul. Now Montel Hatcher, number 12, comes in for the Bruins. There he is in the backcourt with Pooh Richardson.
Right now, Wyoming is in a 2-3 zone now. This is their best defense.
Here's Pooh. He's hit one earlier. He doesn't get this one. Summers with the rebound. All even at 9. Coming close to 5 minutes gone by in this first half. Sean Dent kicks it out. That's the man who's been playing with a bad shoulder, Turk Boyd. Boyd broke his collarbone in the season finale, but he's come back to play. Denbo again, and there's a foul as he's fouled by Rochelin. Denbo attempting the three-pointer. So Wyoming, after trailing early 7-2, has been able to tie this one up 9-9 in Salt Lake City. Dennis Dembo at the line. Wyoming is 4 of 4 from the stripe thus far. Dembo shooting 76% for the year. He has a twin sister, and they are the youngest of a family of 11. As now coming in for UCLA is Trevor Wilson, a 6'8" freshman. And we understand Dave Emmel has gone to the dressing room. I did not see that. Did you?
No, I didn't.
I don't know what his injury is. We'll try to find out, or what his problem is, for that matter. Dembo with his second free throw. Very good rotation on the ball, and Wyoming has the lead. There he comes back out. Here's Montel Hatcher, broken up by Dembo. It's tough to get that ball inside against this Wyoming team.
Now, UCLA, all they have to do is take their time. If they take their time, they'll get the shots that they need.
Hatcher is trapped in the corner. Gets it off to Wilson. Wilson is on the All-Pac-10 freshman team. Here's Haley, blocked by Lechner. And away from the ball, we've got a foul. Haley and Lechner going after it, and Haley is called for the foul. It had to be coming because they've been shoving all the time.
Watch Haley right here. See, Haley tried to challenge the big guy. He said, I'm going to shoot it right in your face. Well, you know, when you play against guys that are big like that, maybe not real quick athletic leapers, the best thing to do is give them a little head fake the shot, get him off the feet, then go by him.
And that was a frustration foul at the other end. There's Turk Boyd. 13-9, Wyoming.
Wyoming is a club that is always looking for the lob.
Montel Hatcher, deadly shooter. He was voted the 6th man of the year in the Pac-10. He was a starter at the beginning of the year, then they made that change to Dave Emmel at guard, and Hatcher's really enjoyed that 6th-man role.
There you go.
Lechner inside. Look at the work. He's not going to get the basket, though. A foul before the shot by Trevor Wilson.
See, when they operate and want to go down inside for Lechner, here it is here. Watch him seal his man off. See, yes, it's great strength. Now, the camera, we got on him a little late. See, anytime that you front him, he will use his left forearm on that side of the floor, hold you off, and he is outstanding in making the catch. Now, I don't ever want to underemphasize, okay, the pass. You can't be a great pivot man unless you got guys who can get you the basketball.
That makes some sense.
Right.
John Dent, number 10, the junior out of Trenton, New Jersey.
See, with these two guards in here for Wyoming, they have two guys who don't score, Dent and Boyd. You can lay back and help out as much as possible, but Wyoming has incredible patience. They really do. To get the ball to Dembo or Somers or to Lechner.
Nice steal by Miller. Greg Foster, by the way, has replaced Jack Haley at center. He's got the unenviable task of guarding Lechner. Three-pointer.
Wow.
He makes that look so easy, and the range is absolutely no factor to him.
Well, I want to tell you, that was beyond NBA range. That really was. I tell you, that was an impressive shot.
They call it Reggie range, and he did it. He's got the strong wrists, I guess, that can flip the ball up there. There's Dembo working inside. Pooh Richardson collapsing on defense, and it's going to go to UCLA. So with 13 minutes to go here in this second round game in the Special Events Center, the winner of this game to meet UNLV next week in Seattle. Wyoming hitting all 6 of their free throws. UCLA with 42% from the field. After trailing 9-4, Wyoming ran off 9 straight points to take a 13-9 lead, and now trail by 1, 14-13.
Well, Wyoming is doing what we thought they would. They're alternating between a zone, a 2-3 matchup zone, and a man-to-man. UCLA playing primarily man, and they are launching and scoring in their perimeter game. An outstanding shooting basketball team. They shoot over 50%.
That was Willie Jones on the foul, number 32. And at the line goes Pooh Richardson.
An interesting stat. Now, we're talking about a great shooting team in 2s and 3s in UCLA, and yet they only shoot 69% from the foul line.
Well, this guy only shoots 54.
Now, that's interesting. Yeah, that is interesting. Mainly because he's the type of a guy, because of the penetration, the dishing off and going to the hole, he's on the line a lot.
Well, I tell you, Walt Hazzard said he makes the tough ones, though. And he's done it all year long.
Here's the press. Here's the 2-2-1 now.
The handle it well. Turk Boyd brings it across the time stripe. 16-13 UCLA.
Well, it'll be interesting during the game to see that once they beat it to half court, whether they're going to set up or they're going to attack it and try for the score.
There's Turk Boyd, considered the best athlete on the team. And he hits a two-pointer. Now, wait a minute. They're going to check if that was 3 or 2. I don't think the officials are sure. 2 or 3. Let's see.
Now, he's telling them also to leave the ball alone, because once the ball went through the basket, they tapped the ball. And we know that UCLA is trying to inbound the ball to Richardson and get it up the floor very quickly.
Jim Brandenburg's team now trailing by 1, 12-20. Here's Trevor Wilson. Lecter got a hand on it, but it's Dimbo on the foul. Dennis Dimbo commits his second.
Well, yesterday in talking to Walt Hazard, he had nothing but praise for Foster, and he thinks that his young players coming in this year, Foster, Wilson, and also Walker, really are going to be stars of the future. They give them an awful lot of size and flexibility because they can play big forward or the center position.
There's Trevor Wilson. We mentioned he's on that all-freshman team, all-around athlete. This guy high jumped 6'8" and ran a 4.40 and 49 flat. He's 6'8", 210-pounder. He got both.
All right, here's the trap right now. Let's see if they go for the trap. See if they'll only do one. There's one. All right, now they're going to fall back and pick up their men. You know, some ball clubs, you know, in other sections of the country will take the first trap, then get another trap as soon as you get over half court, and even try for a third trap down in the corner.
Here's Boyd. Kicks it off to Jones, who's checked into the ball game. UCLA's come back with 9 straight points, but Dimbo hits the three-pointer. Dennis Dimbo ties it up.
Now that's a normal shot for him, and that's his side of the floor. And at the end of the game, if they need a 2 or a 3, that's where he'll set up out of that corner.
Dimbo has 10 of Wyoming's 18. Here's Montel Hatcher, the senior, broken up. Turk Boyd, he can't handle it. And we'll go back to the Bruins. Good effort by Turk Boyd, who Jim Brandenburg says could play in the National Football League as a cornerback. Look at this. North Carolina was closer for a while, wasn't it? But the Tar Heels with a 40-27 lead. There's Reggie Fox coming back into the game, the sophomore from Baldwin, Michigan. And he is the guy who played a little tentatively Thursday night. They need his outside shooting.
Yeah, but he came through in the second half when he launched 2 threes for them and a field goal for 8.
There's the shot by Montel Hatcher. 20-18 UCLA. Here is Sean Dent handling the pressure from Pooh Richardson. Pooh is so wise out there. He's got that Philadelphia nastiness to him. He really comes after you. Tremendous influence on this UCLA team. Another three-pointer, Dimbo.
That's the first time that Wyoming has shown you the diagonal cross-court pass, but it is something that they do an awful lot.
There's Reggie, and Lechner's fouled him. That's one thing about Reggie Miller. You know he can shoot outside, but he can take it to the hole.
Well, the surprising thing I thought the other evening was the fact that Reggie Miller had 13 rebounds. And for the season, when you talk about leading the team, Reggie Miller has led this ball club 9 times in rebounding.
Dimbo went down on that last play, Coach.
Yeah, but he fell. It looked like he fell over his own foot that time as he was backpedaling.
He's limping a little bit now. They had one of their players on the sideline almost shooting the free throw without the full complement of players.
Well, they have Willie Jones in there right now.
They've taken Boyd back out of the game.
I tell you, it looks to me like he has a cramp. And that's why as he was moving, you could see there wasn't any kind of a contact there, and he just fell on the floor.
There he is. He's trying to be stretched out on the far side. You know, the altitude shouldn't affect this Wyoming team. They play over 7,000 feet. This is about 4,700 here in Salt Lake.
There it is.
Pooh Richardson, good body control that time.
Beautiful coverage in the back of the trap by your center.
Greg Foster, the freshman, brings it out down to Pooh. 10:22 to go now in this first half. Foster intended for Miller, broken up by Jones. And there's a foul on Trevor Wilson.
Well, it was incidental contact, and I think that in a physical game, a lot of times that would go unnoticed. But see, that time, UCLA tried to feed a post guy in the lane on a straight down pass, but Willie Jones was denying strong over the top.
There's Dembo. He is so muscled up, he would probably have some problems with those legs where other players wouldn't. He's walking, looks like okay now. And they'll probably get him in at the first opportunity.
Well, he's not limping right now, so it probably was a cramp.
He is 3 of 4 on three-pointers and 4 of 4 from the line. So he got off to a great start for Wyoming. Wilson with the rebound. UCLA by 1.
That was a carry. I'll tell you, he allowed that one to sit in his hand a long time. The ref was right on top of that call. But, you know, that's being let go everywhere today.
Nice fake by Miller. He draws a foul from Jones.
If there's something that we have to clear up in basketball at the college level and the NBA level, and that is the cradling of the ball on the dribbler by the great point guards. That's a major advantage if you can cradle and then make your next step.
Lechner comes back in. Now here comes Dembo. Summers will check out of the game. You'd think a guy like Lechner, as big as he is, UB, would have a very tough time with a fast-paced game running up with all those 265 pounds. And I would imagine UCLA would like to get him running a lot.
Well, according to his coach, Coach Brandenburg, he said that he still has a stamina problem. But anytime you increase your weight factor from 210 to 265, and you're pumping weights all the time, you know, of course you're going to have this problem. He's a very young guy, you know, to be a junior in college along with that.
Reggie Miller, an 84% free thrower, makes it 23-21, UCLA. Well, we talked about UCLA's basketball tradition. What about Wyoming? In 1941, they had a player by the name of Kurt Gowdy, the outstanding broadcaster and outdoorsman. In 1943, they won the NCAA championship, beating Georgetown. Kenny Saylor was an outstanding All-American on that team. And then switching to this man, Arnie Farron, who's on the basketball committee, the NCAA basketball committee, led Utah to the NCAA championship in 1944. And I'll tell you what, he's not a bad golfer either.
Well, listen, this is a ball club that's been there 12 times to the NCAA. They've won the old Skyline Conference so many times you can't count that high. Right now we have UCLA in their trap. Here we have a 2-on-1 now. You see, now that's what you can't do. When you get the advantage versus a press, you have got to take that, go to the hole.
That's a traveling call on Reggie Miller. Wyoming will take it out.
Yeah, but you know what? UCLA loves to see that. Anytime you're a pressing team and you get a 2-on-1 at the other end against you and they back it out, that's to your advantage. You haven't lost the thing. And then UCLA turned them over. Unfortunately, it was a walk. So I know that if I'm Walt Hazzard, I'm happy with that approach.
Here's Reggie Fox out to Dembo. Dembo 3 of 4 on three-pointers. Looked like he wanted to go with it again. Jones will take it inside. Big power move. Willie Jones out of Detroit Central High School. Transfer from Oakland Junior College. That's in the Michigan area. They were the Michigan State champions in the junior college ranks a year ago. Montel Hatcher, three-pointer.
Well, that was a beautiful pick-and-roll situation. They were trying to post Reggie Miller on the low box. Oh, my!
Dent threw it away.
Now, there's a perfect lesson for every young player out there. When you are playing against a trapping team, do not pass the ball off the dribble, because when you do that, the ball elevates, and you can't throw a lob.
Now the three-pointer, Hatcher now has bumped this up to a 29-23 lead for UCLA.
Well, the press has definitely been disruptive here.
I thought they'd handle it better, and they've thrown it away again.
You know what it is? They do not have everyone in the areas that they should be in order to get it over the top. Now here we have, see, there's no one in the middle of the floor right now against a 2-2-1, and that's mandatory. You got to have somebody there because of numbers. You always like to put 3 guys against 2 in the second line.
And neither guard handling the ball. Here's Foster, Greg Foster. Rebound Miller, he pulled it out away from Finis Dembo that time. UCLA now has kept the ball on this end of the floor for quite a while, 29-23.
Well, I think an interesting stat of Reggie Miller is that he's led UCLA in rebounding in 9 games this season.
There's a foul on Dent, and as you mentioned, those 13 rebounds the other night was a career high. That's the second foul now on Dent. Sean Dent.
Second foul on Dent. 17 fouls.
Both teams are in the penalty, Gary, from now to the end of the half.
This UCLA team It's a team that they made those 2 lineup changes, won 22 of their last 24, won the first ever Pac-10 postseason tournament. A team that 2 years ago won the NIT, last year struggled to a 15-14 record. Walt Hazard has put this team together very nicely, and he's got a lot of young players, those freshmen you're talking about. It could keep it going for him.
Well, let me tell you an interesting fact. They have now won 8 straight on the road, and when you have basically a young club, you know, that's some stat to think about.
That's impressive. That's right.
See, right now, Lechner has had 2 lob passes there, and unfortunately, they haven't made the pass.
He's got out of the game right now, isn't he?
Yeah,
he hasn't touched the ball for a long time.
See, if they're going to front him on a low post, he should move up the lane a little bit, so that'll give him more room.
So the big 6'11" guy comes across. Foster and he's shoving each other as he did that. Boy, look at them battling inside. They're banging each other. Shot missing by Boyd. Right now, out of sync a little bit is Wyoming. They trail by 8 points, 31-23. Pooh Richardson, a little creative action. Craig Jackson misses out to Reggie Miller. Here's Pooh again. Rebound by Dembo. Now see if they can get it up the floor. They've had some problems down there.
Well, they're not getting any easy baskets, Gary. They're not getting anything on the break. Their defense isn't giving them anything off of misses or steals, and they're doing a poor job versus the press.
Now there's a pass, very tough pass, but the foul will go on Foster.
Now I'll tell you, that was an outstanding catch that time because he had to not only catch it. Now watch Lechner working down in here with Foster. Now Foster really working hard. See, he's not only trying to deny him for the lob pass, but now he's trying to front him. Now no call. That's nice to see. Especially if I'm coaching UCLA.
Wyoming doesn't like it. That was the previous trip down the floor. Lechner now hits a free throw. Lechner's a good free throw shooter. Shoots 71%. Jim Brandenburg, who was an assistant with Jed Heathcote of Montana before coming over to Wyoming. And Lechner hits them both. For a man of his size, he has some real touch. Eric Lechner. 7 minutes to go now in this first half. 31-25, UCLA. Been a couple of spurts of this game. Both teams with 9.
Here comes your double screen. There's your double for Reggie.
Oh, did he travel with that? Or rebound by Dembo?
You can lift your pivot foot as long as you shoot or pass. And he shot that one that time.
Jones did a good job jumping out on him that time.
Yeah, well, what he did was, it wasn't a real good pick on that double screen, and he fought over the top of it.
There's three-pointer again. Dembo, that's his spot.
That is Dembo, 3-point.
Nice pass.
Reggie Miller inside.
See, when that ball went to Foster on the wing, that was beautiful. Reggie Miller just went right down the lane.
Driving is dead, followed by Lechner. Good second effort, able to get it.
Well, Lechner opened up because Foster had to move over and pick up Dent and help out. That was excellent team defense. Unfortunately, no other white shirts came back into the defensive flow.
Wyoming now has cut it to 3. That's it again. That's a 2-point attempt. And we're going to have a foul on Craig Jackson over the back.
Well, right now, Wyoming has got to make a decision what they're going to do with that play, that pick and roll.
Let's go back to that play that set up Reggie Miller.
Well, here's your skip in. Watch him come right down the middle of the floor. There it is. See, Jones was preoccupied watching the man who had the ball, and Reggie Miller did a nice job of beating him to the hole.
That foul on Craig Jackson is second. Emmel now is checked back into the game after leaving early. We don't know why, but he went to the dressing room, came back. He's in now. Here's Dembo's hit 4 straight three-pointers. 16 points in the game. There's the final from in Indianapolis, the Hoosier Dome, 107-90. Duke defeated Xavier. That was a struggle. And there's Dave Emmel. Dembo now also perfect from the line, 5 of 5. UCLA may wish he'd had that cramp a little longer, huh? 1-point game now.
He is a clutch player, and he's going to be there at the end of the game, just like he was the other night. He made them when it counted in the last minute of play.
A 7-point lead dissolved in a hurry to 1, and now a chance to take the lead as Wyoming.
That time we had 2 guards running in the same lane. Dembo went to kick the ball out, and the 2 guards collided.
turnovers. He will not shoot from there. He's more of the defensive player for him. Fox takes it inside, and he stepped on the end line. It'll go to UCLA. Richardson will check back in. Montel Hatcher will lead at the 5:17 mark.
Well, with Lechner grabbing the blow right now, we'll see a different type of game.
Jack Haley also coming in for UCLA. Foster will lead. 1-point lead for the Bruins. And there's Lechner. They'll give him a blow.
Right now, Wyoming is man-to-man again.
Dave Lodgins, number 50, is replaced.
Here's your double screen right there for Reggie.
Tough shot.
I'll tell you, he was hit on that shot, though.
Summers with the rebound, and stolen by Emmel.
That time Reggie was asking the referee, who was standing right next to him, because there definitely was contact on the shot.
Here's Emmel, baseline. They cut him off. Miller, double team in the corner, and he tries to drive through it, and there's going to be a blocking foul on Reggie Fox.
Well, we'd have to have a better angle on that, because he really had no place to go that time. When he made his move, he was behind the backboard.
First foul on Fox.
Jim Brandenburg played collegiately at Colorado State.
At the line, number 31.
Reggie Miller at the line now with 13 points.
See, everyone in this building, along with Brandenburg, was saying there was no place to go. He was behind the backboard. My man does not have to get out of the way. You know, like he dribbled out of bounds.
Sounds logical to me, Coach.
Well, you know why, Gary? Because we just had the same ball at the other end of the floor.
35-32. Jim Brandenburg's team trailing with 4:41. It's been a game of streaks. Both Wyoming and UCLA had 9-point runs, and then UCLA came back with an 8-point run. And right now, the Bruins lead at 35-32. Any trends you see right now, Coach?
Well, I think the biggest disappointment so far from a Wyoming standpoint are the amount of turnovers. And I think from the UCLA standpoint, they're basically getting what they really want. I think that if you're watching the game, you might have a tendency to underestimate how good Wyoming was coming into this game.
Lechner comes into the game. Problems in the backcourt for Reggie Fox.
Well, that time Immel grabbed him right by the arm and pulled it. And I think it was quite obvious. The only thing was the guy on the baseline was blocked out.
You mentioned turnovers. Wyoming has 13 in this game. 35-32. The big man has been Dembo. They haven't been able to get the ball to Lechner like they prefer. Dembo's hit 4 straight three-pointers. Summers, he's not their shooter, but look at that.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you what, that was great. He made the shot, except for one thing. Lechner was so wide open on the low box. Baby, when the big guys are open and they're working hard, please give them the ball.
Emmel driving, Fox committing the foul.
Well, that was a beautiful inside cut by Immel. As he made his cut down the line, Fox got caught on the top side. Not only a nice cut, shielding off his man. Watch Immel, see a little push on Fox, opened himself up, but more important, see, on the left side of the floor. This is incredible statistic at every level, high school, college, and pro. Kids on the left side of the floor want to pass the ball with their right hand. That was a perfect pass. He was on the left side of the floor. He made a left-handed pass. Nice bounce pass on the baseline, wide open.
Only you notice that.
Oh, wait a second.
Now, wait a minute.
I'll tell you, that's why guys who are post guys love to play for me.
37-34. Emmel gives Wyoming that advantage at the 3:47 mark. Here's Dembo.
You know, see, UCLA is toying with them with that. You know, it's a fake 2-2-1. It's really a matchup man-to-man. They give you a little choke and trap, and then they're dropping back man. One-on-one.
Move by Fox. No foul. Wait a minute. Huh? Holy cow. Fox was obliterated in that play.
I'll tell you, the natives in this building are getting a little restless right now.
So the turnover gives it to UCLA. Emmel.
Now, you know what's so nice about that? This is what I tried to tell you about Haley earlier. See, when Himmel made that catch and his man came at him, he just gave him, he raised the guy off the floor with a head fake, stepped inside and took the shot.
Emmel, that redshirt year, got stronger, matured, and has really helped this UCLA team. Here's Dembo. Miller jumps out on him. That is not their shooter. Fox is.
Well, you see, Dembo tried to do the same thing. Unfortunately for him, Reggie Miller, great defense.
Reach in. Who's got it? Held ball. So Wyoming on the alternating hell ball will come up with it at the 2:51 mark of this first half. Walt Hazard saying there's some water on the floor. Wants them to do a little housekeeping there. There he is. He's trying to get their attention. This guy was quite a player. He wore number 42. You know why he wore number 42 at UCLA?
I give up.
His hero was Jackie Robinson. Jackie wore number 42, of course, for the Dodgers all those many years.
Not a bad athlete to pattern life after.
I guess not. Fox, there they go. Boy, that looks easy when they get it in there, doesn't it?
Well, the reason is Haley gambled. See, he tried to go around him on the baseline side. He thought he was going to give him a lob, and Lechner just froze him right there.
Lechner now with 10 points in the game. Here's Emmel. He feels he's got the hot hand, and he nails another one.
You know, it's nice, once again, Immel froze his man with the head fake. Fox stopped in his tracks, opening up the jump shot. Immel is reading his man beautifully. It's not how quick you are when you make the catch. It's how intelligently you play.
There's a three-point attempt. Dembo misses one. That's the first miss in his last four.
We got to get him on the other side of the floor.
Yeah, that's his spot over there. You're right. Haley and Lechner's fouled him. Lechner committing a personal foul. That'll be his second.
Well, if you're going to foul and you know you can't stop yourself, make sure it's a good foul and you do not allow the player to get an easy shot in the lane. Make him go to the foul shot, make the two foul shots.
Lechner from Manhattan, California. It's about 10 miles south of LAX. Not heavily recruited. In high school, he's about 6'9 and a half, weighed 210. And as we mentioned, they started to arrive on the scene. What did you say if they had the draft this year and he was available?
Oh, I honestly feel that he would go in the top 5 picks. And, you know, we played mind games with you yesterday telling me who they were going to pick in front of him. Okay? Now, Haley is a 63% foul shooter from the line.
Haley is quite a story. What a work ethic he has. He's just worked himself into be a quality player. He actually started playing basketball his last 2 years in high school.
Over the eye.
He's
got
down.
caught. Yes, he did. He got caught wide over the line. See, you know what I like about this guy? This guy's all meat and potatoes. He's a tough hombre. He doesn't ask for anything. Now watch it right here. Here it comes. Boom. Head to head.
That was unintentional by Rochelin, but boy, it did hurt. And he is tough. He's got that mental toughness.
You know, I love it. I tell you, it's the third time I watched the guy play. He's all meat and potatoes. He just plays the game. He's a very clean basketball player, and then he gets the job done.
Doesn't get that one to drop. 42-36, UCLA. A minute and a half to go in the first half. Miller trying to set up a three-pointer. Takes it in. And there's the big guy again.
Look up, look up, look up.
Gets it to Dembo, and Dembo now sees everybody back and waits. Haley and Foster, they the two guys have been guarding Lechner. Haley started, Foster came in, now Haley's resumed that role, and it's a tough one.
Oh, Summers was wide open on that slice cut off of Lechner.
You see the time left in the first half. There's the man you're talking about, Summers. He misses, but gets another chance. Right to Lechner. Lechner can't get it, and it's going to be Wyoming's basketball.
Lechner very discouraged right now. He knew that he should have had that one. You don't usually see him miss those that close.
Second round game, West Region, Salt Lake, the winner to meet UNLV in Seattle next week as UNLV winning 80-61 over Kansas State earlier.
Well, both ball clubs are playing to their strength. It's a type of game that we thought we would see.
There it is. You know, a lot of your big men have a tendency to bring the ball down. He keeps it up there. Almost impossible to block it.
I'll tell you, you think today, of all the catches that he's made in a low post, how many times did he dribble a basketball?
I don't think he ever has.
That's interesting. All right, 24 seconds for the half.
Haley kicks it out. You see the time left.
Summers just caught Reggie Miller with a forearm. Knocked him. Reggie was trying to flash cut into the lane.
It's physical. Out to Emmel again. He's hit 2 in a row. Three-pointer doesn't get it. Pooh does. And Pooh shot.
At the half, UCLA 44, Wyoming
Some of that Philadelphia basketball. Pooh Richardson makes it 44-38 at the halfway point. Let's look at it again.
Well, here's the shot. It's forced to the side. But watch coming right there. Here's Richardson. Now watch the movement up in, splitting Lechner and also Fox. Just a great, great athletic move.
44-38, CBS Sports coverage of the NCAA tournament will continue after this message and a word from your local station. Welcome back to the Special Events Center. Halfway point, UCLA trying to earn the right to move into Seattle opposite UNLV, leading at the halfway point. And UB, if you look at this first half of play, Wyoming has been shooting the better of it as far as field goal percentage is concerned, but there's another stat or two that will show what really is happening.
Yeah, you can shoot 59% like they're doing, except you cannot have 14 turnovers. Due to the fact that the other ball club is shooting getting more shots on you. All right, now the reason for the turnovers and what turned this game around was right in this sequence against the 2-2-1 trap. Look at this back coverage by Foster coming across. Now, unfortunately for Wyoming, during this period of time, they turned the ball over 3 out of 5 possessions, igniting UCLA for UCLA to get the lead, which they have not relinquished since that time.
Reggie Miller leading UCLA in the first half with 15, Dembo with 18. Showing you how they set up Reggie Miller. You've been talking about this.
Well, Reggie Miller is in left side of our screen right now. Watch the two players come down the lane and set up the double screen. He knocks his man off. He pushed Denbo inside. There's the wide open jumper. Now, they have run that play for him 4 times. 3 in the middle of the lane and 1 to the left side of the lane. Now, Reggie's on fire. He has the feel, and, they're going to him all the time.
On the other hand, Dembo getting most of his outside. One of the stories is Lechner in the first half. He had 12 points and 7 rebounds, but they were just having a tough time getting him open inside.
Well, anytime that you look at a stat sheet and you see that the Wyoming starting guards have 0 and 0 total points, you know that you have all the help in the world to get back inside on the big fella. And then they have to make perfect passes.
As far as other scoring is concerned, Pooh Richardson had 8, but he also had 5 assists, which is, of course, the major part of his game. And the backcourt scoring, UCLA leading Wyoming in that department. But as you mentioned, Wyoming's not getting any scoring in that regard.
Yeah, but they don't expect it. They're looking to go up front to their front court guys. That's their primary game.
So we start the second half. The winner to move against UNLV, and somebody stepped on the baseline. It'll be Wyoming's ball. There's Pooh Richardson. In that first half, he was 2 of 4 from the field. All 4 free throws he hit. 8 points, 5 assists. Checking the lineup, Fox, Dent, the starting guards. Dembo, this man Summers, and Lechner. That's the 5 for Jim Brandenburg. There's the guard trying to go in and score. Fox, doesn't happen. Summers gets it back into Lechner. Lechner can't save, does somehow to Dent.
Well, that time, that was a beautiful set play, giving Fox a one-on-one. He had his man beat.
That's what Summers does, is pass well. That was a very fine pass to Dembo.
You have to have role players, and Summers is a perfect role player. He's dangerous, he can hit the shot, but more important, he's going to get the ball to the key guys.
Charge on Pooh Richardson.
Well, Dent is their key guy. Dent is the key steel man. Now here's Summers feeding Denbo, coming on the other side of the floor. Haley was concerned with Lechner. Never saw Denbo cutting across the baseline.
Dembo now with 20 points. Here comes that pressure. 14 turnovers in the first half. See if they can do a better job this time around.
He's taking his time. They're dropping back now. Sometimes they're going for the all-out trap. Other times it's token to slow you down.
Dembo again. This one doesn't go. Haley there. Lechner's got to be careful. He's got 2 fouls. They don't want to pick up that third one.
That's a fumble ball. People want a turnover, but that's not true.
Here is Roshland for the corner. Rebound, Pooh Richardson. Lechner may have gotten a piece of that, and now we have a foul. It's going to go on Roshland of UCLA.
Foul.
Looking ahead tomorrow, a triple hitter. Georgetown against Ohio State. Florida, Purdue, LSU, Temple, and Southwest Missouri State against Kansas. St. John's against DePaul. Oklahoma and Pittsburgh. Western Kentucky against Syracuse. And University of Texas, El Paso, who upset Arizona playing Iowa. That will be on the West Coast. 44-40. The Bruins by 4. There's Summers from the corner. Emmel tracks it down and can't save it. Let's see, whose ball is it? Jim Brandenburg says it's ours, right? Okay.
Yeah. Well, he just wanted to make sure that the guy knew that it was his. Okay? But see, Summers must take that shot when he's wide open. Rushing is laying back, and they're playing front and back of Lechner. So Summers has got to kick that up.
He had 1 of 2 in the first half, and now we have a foul on Reggie Miller.
Denbo had Miller pinned in the low box area, and Reggie tried to go over the top that time. Just a little bit too aggressively, that's all for the ref.
That's his second foul.
Here it is now. Watch it on the left side of your screen. See, there's Reggie coming over the top. He kind of like lost his footing there, and he leaned in a little bit. Oh,
comes up with quite a steal, doesn't he?
How about that? Is that
all Pac-10 performer? He had 32 points Thursday night, averaging over 21 a game. Here's Haley trying to get that foul from Lechner. Challenges him, doesn't get the bounce, and Roshlin's over the back again.
Well, you know why that's a tough one? That's a tough call, see? Because the guy on the baseline right there didn't make the call. The guy from the outside made the call, and yeah, Denbo was inside of Roshlin, but Roshlin has such long arms, he was up over the top of him that time.
He's got to come out of there. That's his 4th foul. This man, Trevor Wilson, will come in and replace him. So Roshlin out. First man to get into foul difficulty. Boy, he picked up those 2 in a hurry, didn't he? 17:55. 2 in the first, 2 in the second. He's got to catch a breather. Kurt Boyd now 24 into one of the guard spots for Wyoming. Here's Denbo, 3-pointer. It's a 1-point game.
If you're wondering, Denbo is now 5 for 7 on 3-point shots.
And you just see him going in the minute it leaves his hands. Such great rotation on the ball. And there's a foul on Summers as he gets hooked up with Reggie Miller.
Well, that time Reggie had him beaten over the top, and Summers says, you know, you're not going to catch this ball in the paint as I lay you out with a forearm, because this guy was a great high school football player.
He was a tight end and defensive end, an all-stater. There's the game summary. Those turnovers, they've added 1 since the start of the second half. 1-point lead for UCLA. Okay, Summers and Miller still going after pretty good on that baseline area. This is Haley. Who trying to get it to Reggie. Puts it up instead of Lechner.
There it is.
Rebound out to Gamble. Look at Emmel.
Oh, my.
Can you believe how Emmel overhauled him on that?
I want to tell you something. Not very many people can do that, I'll tell you. I mean, he had a running head start on Emmel.
That showed me something. That foul on Dent will be his 3rd. Looked like he had maybe a breakaway, and all of a sudden here comes Emmel from nowhere. Good athlete. He was the 3A player of the year in Oregon and Hillsboro. And he hits a shot.
I'll tell you, it's a great game.
46-43 UCLA. A little pressure again. Here's Boyd trying to drive through it. Got away with it. Brings it out to Denbo.
Going down inside.
Lechner, Haley tries to play the defensive end of it. Miller had it. Did he save it off of the Wyoming player? He did not. It'll be Wyoming's ball. He thought he pulled it off, slapping it up against the opponent, but it will be the Cowboys basketball.
Well, here it is right here. Let's see what happens here. Now, the ball went right through Reggie's hands. All right, now, you see, they have him on the line.
Yeah, he was over.
That's what he called.
Oh, yes! Summers to Denbo.
Remember we said at the top of the show, they like to throw that lob pass.
Dembo at 25, Haley coming back. He misses again, but the bottom tip, Reggie Miller. He's taking that shot. He'd love to get Lechner come out and pick up that foul.
Yeah, but he's not going to do that. He's going to make Haley make a few before he really challenges the shot. And you should always do that with a guy who is not a big-time scorer.
Good point. And there's a charge on Turk Boyd. Let's go back to the basket by Wyoming.
All right, here's the lob pass right to the front of the rim. There's your man coming from the baseline. Denbo, one-handed catch. I think he made that one look kind of easy, didn't he?
The electric one. Venice Denbo. 14 minutes left. North Carolina leading Michigan. And look at this. Providence losing to Austin MVP. Boy, there's been some upsets. Here's Emmel, three-pointer. Rebound, Reggie. And he got the roll. That's a part of his game you don't hear a lot about, is that inside work.
You see, he came up. When he elevated, he was going to take that shot on the left side of the basket. The defensive pressure was there. He changed it, came up on the other side.
There's that score we mentioned, North Carolina over the Wolverines. Three-point attempt by Fox. He just hasn't been a factor offensively. Willie Jones commits the foul.
See, for the year, Fox is a 43% field goal, three-point field goal shooter. And, you know, the young man has launched over 100 already. So, you know, it isn't like he's out of his range. He has range. But what they need is he needs a field goal to get himself started here.
He had 6 of 6 against UTEP earlier this year from three-point range. That foul was the third on Jones, and there's another one. That'll be his fourth if that's him. Is that Jones? It is.
Yes.
So he has picked up a bundle of them in a hurry.
Now, UCLA is doing an excellent job in staying within their offensive patterns.
That's Jones with 4, not Dent, by the way.
They're working hard to stay within what they want and going to the key guy.
Here's Haley. Out to Trevor Wilson. Just inside 15 minutes left of the game. And there's going to be a foul on Trevor Wilson. He and Dembo got hooked up. Wilson with his third foul.
You know what it is? Everything is happening away from the ball.
I know
It's on the other side of the play, you see? And everyone is determined that their man is not going to receive a pass in shooting area. Okay?
Lock him up. Gary Bender with Hubie Brown, 14:54 to go in this second round game. The foul difficulty starting now to become very important. Jones with 4, Rochlin with 4, Wilson with 3, and Dent with 3. Rochlin on the bench, and Jones also on the bench now, each with 4 fouls.
See, the key to the game is still the turnovers. You know, Wyoming's a ball club that only averages 15 turnovers a game. They've already turned it over 17 times.
Here's Dembo, has 25 points, missed that one. He is 7 of 11 from the field in this game, 5 of 7 from the three-point range. There's Miller, jarred loose.
3 on 1. Let's see what happens.
Emmel back, and Emmel broke it up. Can you believe that? That's twice he saved what looked like to be easy baskets. Here's Miller.
There's the difference.
Don't forget the contributions of Dave Emmel in this game. Miller now with 21 points.
See, when you get the advantage on the break like that, both teams had a 3-on-1. You know, and it's a crazy stat. Usually when you miss a fast break like that, the other team scores a layup. I don't know why that is, but it happens.
Summers, they're going to let him have that shot.
He's got to hit it. But that's all right. He's been having a nice day. But UCLA must play that way because at the end of the game, those shots become tougher.
That's the foul on Dent.
This is a key foul right here. This is the Dent's 4th foul right there. Key foul in this game. We have 13 minutes and 49 seconds left.
Turk Boyd will replace him, so Dent sits down. He and Jones have 4 each for Wyoming.
Right now,
UCLA will inbound. Excuse me, Hubie.
Yeah, they just lost their floor leader and their #1 defensive man.
And Fox stopped playing with a lot of confidence in that other guard spot.
Now they have another real fine athlete, like we said earlier. Their best athlete is now picking up Richardson.
There's Miller, baseline, spin move. Jackson tried to follow. Dembo has a rebound. You love to watch Dembo play as you look at Den now, talking to Jim Brandenburg. Dembo plays such enthusiasm, expression on his face. Here's Lecter. He hasn't touched the ball for a while. Haley had no chance on that one.
You know why? That was an excellent drop step move. Pivot right into his man.
Lecter with 14 points. Again, Lecter not touching the ball all that much. Here's Hatcher. He follows his own shot. Good second effort, followed then inside by Craig Jackson. Jackson out of Denver, a junior. He's recruited by Larry Farmer, who was from Denver originally.
The pressure and on the ball now. Since Dent went out of there, now they went to a 1-2-1-1 that time.
Taking advantage of his absence. 54-49. Dembo wants to pump it. Three-pointer. Dead center. He's something, isn't he? 2-point game.
He's 6 out of 8 in threes.
Lechner to commit the foul, and he did. That's the third on Lechner. And now Dent will come in with 4 fouls. Is this a little early, Coach, to be bringing Dent back in at the 12-18 mark?
You see, this is what coaching is all about. You know, you have to make very tough decisions. And you know what? Quality players many times get the favor, and they don't get that 5th call. And I think maybe that's what Brandenburg's relying on now. But he's also relying on, he wants to keep the game close right now. He doesn't want to struggle, get down like 8 or 10, and then bring them back. Now, you know yourself, if this backfires, he's going to be second-guessed tremendously.
Never.
No. Usually by guys who have never played the game.
Usually, though, don't you bring him in about the 8-minute mark?
No, wait a second.
Okay.
Don't say that. It depends upon the player.
I understand.
It depends upon the coach's philosophy. They've been playing a certain way all year. He's not going to change.
All right. You convinced me. 56-52 the score.
I know I didn't convince you, but that's okay.
Here's Turk Boyd now. Gets it out to Dent. Good pass in by
There's your
Boyd.
advantage. 3-on-2.
Sommers almost traveled.
You see, you got to continue. You must continue and score. You got to make UCLA pay the price.
Now, Greg Foster's checked in. That's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be UCLA's ball. Foster now replacing Haley at that center spot. And there he is. Can't handle that one, though. It's going to go off of UCLA.
See, that was a bad angle pass at the one end of the floor. An excellent pass at the other end of the floor. Unfortunately, UCLA did not get the catch. The idea was great. Here's your 1-3-1. Now, here you are again. 3-on-1. You must score here.
Turk Boyd doesn't do it. Sommers follows. Can't get it. Lechner's there, and that's a missed opportunity. 56-52. Pooh to Foster. Lechner had to be careful. He picked up that 4th foul. Here comes Dent at the other end. Off to Dembo. A basket? No. It's going to be a blocking foul. No basket, a blocking foul. Look at Dembo.
Well, here we have Dent. Watch him look to the 34. Watch him give the scoop pass now. All right, now here he is. Now he had him down on the floor. Now, he is taking him in one motion now on that ball pickup right to the hole. Now, the referee did catch him hooking the arm, but in my opinion, he elevated. Now this is stupid. People are throwing stuff on the floor here right now. All we need now is for a good kid to run and fall down here now and either break an ankle or sprain an ankle.
When you say elevate, you mean he left the floor.
That's right. There's your lob pass.
Dembo fakes beautifully, and he's fouled. It's going to be Foster.
That was a great pump fake. He knew that he was undersized. He knew that they were draping over the top of him. He gave the head and shoulder fake. Everybody moved up strong.
This guy's a warrior. Dennis Dembo. A little bit, it looks like he's gasped a little bit for air. You can understand why in that breakaway down the floor. 2 shots. That shows you something, to be that tired, have that kind of concentration and dead center of free throw. You talked about how that shows up on the free throw line. 56-53, he can cut it to 2. He's 7 of 7 from the line. It's a 2-point game.
In the last minute and a half, this young man has really stepped to the forefront. He is really playing big at a pressure time.
He has 30 points. His high for the year was 34. We welcome those of you who have been watching the North Carolina-Michigan game. We're in Salt Lake City on the campus of the University of Utah. Second round game between the Pac-10 champions, UCLA and Wyoming. It's been a war thus far. Wyoming committing 14 of those 17 turnovers in the first half. UCLA getting outstanding scoring from their guards. UCLA now leading by 4 with 10:58 to go in the game.
Well, the difference in the game in the first half is the UCLA press turning the ball over and forcing Wyoming into many turnovers, not getting enough shot The second half, we are seeing basketball at its best at the collegiate level. Both teams playing to their strengths. Fennis Dembo and Reggie Miller playing at the top of their games.
With Hubie Brown, I'm Gary Bender. As Reggie Miller hitting that one now is 24 points. Fennis Dembo, number 34 for Wyoming, has been brilliant with 30.
Well, with 11 minutes to go here right now, this is a big possession. UCLA has opened up a 5-point lead and happened so quick.
Turk Boyd, 24, kicks it off to Dent. There's Lechner, the big 6'11" center. That shot is blocked and a foul on Greg Foster. They're running them at him now. Haley and Foster, they spread the fouls out. This is the second foul on Foster as Lechner will go to the line. Substitution coming in now is Reggie Fox, number 25. Dent will leave, who came back in with 4 fouls, maintained that level with 2.5 minutes of playing time.
Right now, nothing.
Here's Lechner at the line with 14 points. He and Dembo have been an outstanding 1-2 punch for this team that won the WAC tourney. There is Dembo with 30 points. He's done it all today.
Now both teams are in the penalty for the rest of this game, for the rest of this ballgame.
There's the foul difficulty. Wyoming with 2 men, 4 fouls each. Rochelin of UCLA with 4. Minutes, 20 seconds to go. Reggie Miller off to Pooh Richardson, back to Reggie. Rebound Dembo, and he's fouled by Foster. That's his 3rd.
Well, that time Dembo really blocked out. He made himself wide that time, got his arms up extended, and kept Foster on his back. As good a jumper as Foster is, positioning is always the key.
Walt Hazard has to be a little bit concerned right now. Pooh Richardson will come out of the ball game. Dave Emmel, number 30, comes in. Emmel has played very well in this game. There's Pooh, their floor leader, the man they call the human assist. As Dembo now will go to the free throw line. Free throw shooting by both teams has been spectacular. This guy is 8 of 8 from the line himself.
Well, Dembo and Miller are 2 of the finest small forwards in basketball. An awful lot of people know Reggie Miller, but there are very few people, across the country who honestly believe that this guy is in that category. Fennis Dembo. And this young man can play. He can play at any level. Well,
and we also mentioned Eric Lechner, their big 6'11" center, one of the best unknown players in the country. Look at him. He's enjoying himself. Wyoming is 15 of 16 as a team from the line. And this guy's 9 of 9. A 1-point game as we approach 10 minutes to go.
It's a beautifully played ball game on behalf of both teams. The game has been played in spurts, but when good teams play one another, that's what defense will do.
Six-hour trip by car from Laramie here to Salt Lake. They haven't been disappointed in their team. Reggie Miller tries to follow his own shot. It's on the floor, and the alternating hell ball is going to go to Wyoming.
I tell you, Immel just made one of the best passes of the day coming off that pick. He threaded a needle in dropping that pass. Unfortunately, the defense rotated and caused the turnover.
We come back. 9 minutes, 30 seconds to go in this game. UCLA by 1, but Wyoming with a basketball.
Well, right now, UCLA is going after Wyoming in a 1-2-1 full-court press.
You see the North Carolina-Michigan game. We'll keep you posted on that one. Turk Boyd and Dent at the guard.
Watch the trap.
Here's Dembo, seemingly always under control. 32 points for the day.
I'll tell you, if UCLA would go for the first trap and then try for a second, I think that lob pass.
They saw that one coming, intended for Boyd, and Reggie Miller really peeled off in a hurry.
Reggie Miller saw that, and that was not his man that was going for the lob pass. That was the guard. That was a terrific heads-up defensive play by Reggie Miller.
Jack Haley goes baseline to Miller. Miller changes hands. Lechner blocked it, and it's going to go off of Wyoming.
You know what I like about that last play? That was a high split and then a beautiful pick for Reggie Miller on the baseline, but Somers played him as well as you can play a guy coming off the bench.
Well, that's what he does, is play that good defense.
Beautiful.
There's Craig Jackson.
Oh, my. Montel Hatcher, excellent bounce pass on the pick and roll. Beautiful.
See why he's been such a great sixth man. There's Boyd in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. Dembo gets it out. They're going to have to hurry to get across the line. There's a foul on Embo. You know, they were having time problems there had they not committed that foul.
See, the problem is that when they're throwing the ball to the guy, what he is doing is he's trying to dribble the ball. Now, Bembo got caught right in the face, but that's okay. You know, that was an unintentional hit. But the point I want to get across against this trap, you see, they're trying to dribble the ball through 2 and 3 guys. You can't do that. You have to go over the top with the pass, and then you have the advantage.
There's where he hit him with the arm. Dembo went over, by the way, and apologized to Dembo. Walked clear across the floor to do so.
Dembo early. That's what he said. Are you sure?
No, I'll tell you.
Dave, come here. Would you? I'll ask you.
Listen, Emil is having a great game today.
He is.
And then finish Bembo as that it might be one of the finest games of his career.
Well, his high for the year is 34. That's 33 right there. Jim Brandenburg, the other night when they got down the stretch on free throws, he wouldn't watch. Let's watch him this time. Hey, he's changed his whole posture over there.
That's right. There's 8.5 minutes left.
That ties his season high, 34 points. 1 point lead for UCLA. Emma, not there. Rebound by Trent Boyd. 8:12 to go. A chance to take the lead for the Cowboys. Emma reaching in on Trent Boyd.
Well, you see, he can do that because that Boyd is not going to look for the shot.
There's Lechner. A foul on Emma, collapsing back on him.
Well, he put his hand on Lechner's hip as he tried for the steal. But you see, Immel is like a wild card player in football. You know, the wild linebacker or the free safety. Because if you know that your man is not going to be in the offensive flow and is not looking, why not? Why not double team and gamble as much as possible?
I forgot you were an assistant football coach one time.
Hey, try 9 years.
Lechner, oh, that's his first miss. He and Dembo, prior to that one, have been 18 out of 18 between them. So, UCLA still has the lead by 1. Boy, look at Miller and Somers underneath.
It's a great basketball game, Barry. It's a great game.
Lou Richardson off to Emil. He got Dan up in the air. He had to be careful. There's 4 fouls. Emil nails it. He's one of the unsung heroes in this game. Dave Emil for UCLA. Back to a 3-point lead for the Bruins.
Somers is out of his range right there.
And they'll let him have the shot.
Right. Plenty of time. 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Shot clock has not been a factor all day long. Denver would like to tie it up with one of his 3-point varieties. He's going to try to load it up. There, nope, can't do it. Dent to Lechner. Doesn't get it. Foul will go on Somers over the back of Rochelin. Jones will come in. He'll be playing with 4 fouls. Let's update that Michigan game for you. And North Carolina. Well, Michigan coming back a little bit. The Tar Heels, the 95-86 lead. We will keep you abreast to that. And here it's a 3-point game. Rochelin will go to the line. 65% free throw shooter. To a 4-point lead.
Well, this young man has been a heavy contributor for this ball club this season at UCLA. Unfortunately, he's been in foul trouble all day.
He was born in Haiti, lived in New York City for 12 years, then went to Canada and was recruited out of Toronto. 4-point lead now for UCLA. Here's Jones, who's just checked back in. Haley and Lechner going after it inside.
See, Dent's not going to take that shot. Look where Richardson is, all the way back in the lane.
That's off of Reggie Miller. That'll go to Wyoming. Providence coming back. Rick Pitino's team with a 2-point lead.
We have 13 seconds on the shot clock right now.
And here's Dembo. They got him loose. Three-pointer. Miller was caught with a pick and couldn't get out there. One away. It'll be Wyoming's ball. The Cowboys again with a chance to take the lead at the 6:13 mark.
Jonathan Summers replacing Willie Jones for Wyoming.
Wyoming again with a chance to take the lead. They had this opportunity earlier when they trailed 61-60. Now trailing 64-63. Only two guys looking for the shot. That's Lechner and Dembo. And they try to get it to Lechner. Saunders can't hang on, and Fox has it. Dembo again. He is human. He missed one. Saunders kicks it back out.
I'll tell you, Reggie Miller has really impressed me defensively today. I'll tell you, he's made an awful lot of things happen.
Dembo trying to point to Danny. Wants the ball up in the air. He'd like to go back door with it. Dembo just smiled after he missed that last shot. He looks like he's having a great time out there. Reach around. Haley backs it out of bounds. 20 seconds on the shot.
They did that time. Dembo went baseline off of Lechner and forced Haley to switch. That was an interesting move by Dembo.
Boy, they'd like to have him find the shooting range because he's had some shots. There's Lechner, tough catch, very tough catch. Wyoming with the lead. Roshawan, rebound Lechner.
Two-man game now. Lechner and Dembo.
They're the guys who want it. Wyoming trying to pull a major upset. (67-64). Wyoming has taken the lead at 4:32 mark. Both teams have 3 timeouts remaining. Let's check the foul difficulty. Jones, Dent, they played a long time with 4 fouls, as has Roshawan. The possession arrow goes to UCLA. Dembo with 37 points. Lechner with 20. It's a long uphill struggle for the Cowboys. They hung in there, and they've got the lead now.
Well, how does Brandenburg's move of bringing Dent back with 10 and change to go look now?
I knew you'd bring that up. Here's Roshawan. He's missed one earlier, and he misses another. He's taken 2 critical shots. 67-64, 4:14 to go.
They must have confidence in the young man because they're setting the play up for him.
That's a good point. Miller having a tough time keeping with Dembo. Look how he's rubbing him off inside. Boy, he's having to work hard defensively.
Well, you know, he's coming off of a major-sized screen, okay, in Lechner.
Wyoming's last lead had been 21-20 before they just got it here moments ago.
10 seconds on the shot clock.
Dent looks over to Brandenburg. He says, let's go into this play. 5, 4, 3. Lechner with 2. Haley in his face. Rebound. Roshawan batted away. Who's got it?
Look long. You have a 2-on-1.
Haley.
There he is.
Oh, he almost missed that one. It's a 1-point lead now for Wyoming. And Emmo with the steal. No basket. He traveled with it. Hazard is beside himself.
Yes, he is. No technical now, Walt. No technical now. Okay, here we have the replay. The basket is made. Now watch, see, right down there, the two guards fall asleep. Immel steals the ball. Here is another one he got a piece of.
I don't see the travel. I never did see that. 67-66. 3:14 to go. In no hurry, the Cowboys. 3 minutes to go. 22 seconds on the shot clock. We got a foul. Reggie Miller hanging on. Trying to keep with Dembo.
Well, they were playing stacked on the right side. Dembo was stacked up with Lechner, and as Dembo made his move to come out, Reggie tried to go over the top.
That's his 4th foul. So Miller in foul trouble. That's the first emotion he's really displayed today. He's been very cool, very efficient out there. With 2:58 to go, Lechner at the line. The free throw shooting has just been superb in this game by the Wyoming Cowboys. And as I say it, Lechner misses it. Miller with the rebound. Now a chance to take the lead for UCLA. Rushing to try another one. He's tried 3 shots down the stretch. Dembo with a rebound.
Shot was blocked. Shot was blocked that time.
Dembo into Lechner, and wait a minute. We've got a timeout call.
Timeout by Wyoming.
Yes, sir. They'll have 2 remaining.
Oh, you know, it's sad that the pass was made, and Lechner had his man pinned, and he would have had an open shot that time. But the timeout was called on the opposite side of the floor, right in front of the bench.
So the situation is Wyoming with the lead, 67-66. They have 2 timeouts left. UCLA with 3. We welcome you that have been watching other action here on CBS. We're at the West Region, University of Utah, on the campus, the Special Events Center. A round 2 game with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Wyoming with the lead, 67-66. Wyoming using a timeout. They have 2 left. UCLA with 3. The foul difficulty, Jones and Dent, 4 each for the Cowboys. Roshinen and Miller, Reggie Miller moments ago picking up his 4th. The possession arrow in this game going to UCLA. And Hubie, it has been, and you've said it a couple of times, a terrific ball game.
Well, we're seeing college basketball at its best. We're seeing 2 of the finest small forwards in the game. Dennis Dembo for Wyoming and Reggie Miller from UCLA playing at the top of their games, looking for the key plays. We're seeing one of the best pivot men in college basketball doing his thing in the low box area. And then we're seeing great play, spirited defense, and more important, pressure plays defensively, you know, where you could very easily have gotten beat for an easy basket.
North Carolina, that's a final. The Tar Heels will move on. Reggie Miller, you saw a shot at him a moment ago. He has 24 points, but he's playing with 4 fouls. Dembo, a career high of 37. There he is. He's just been absolutely sensational. Lechner, the big pivot, 20 points. The free throws in this game are absolutely phenomenal, Hubie. Between the 2 teams, they've hit 18 to 21. Here we go.
If you're a basketball fan, this is really great college basketball.
Here is Dent. Wyoming with 28 seconds on the shot clock when we come back in. And there's a steal by Pooh Richardson. He's stripped. Turk Boyd. And Immel missed it. Sommers with a rebound. And a foul on Immel. And Immel, who's played so well, missed a great opportunity there.
Yeah, except for one thing. That looked pretty easy, okay? That was a tough catch. And when he made the catch, unfortunately for him, he had to lay the ball up with his left hand. And, all right, now here we have the steal. There's a beautiful pickpocket move right there. Now watch, because watch Sommers coming into your picture here. See him with the little hand in the back? Okay, the little push that time, and it definitely was a foul. Okay, I don't care how you look at it, no matter who you're cheering for here. All right, objective ball was a little push.
Sommers at the line. He hit it. 70% free throw shooters. You know, Sommers, we haven't said a lot about him, but he has 8 rebounds in this game. And you just saw one a while ago.
Remember we said, when you win games like this, your role players must play big.
That's 2 big free throws right there. 69-66. 2:12 to go.
See, he's playing every bit as good a defensive job on Reggie Miller now in the last 5 or 6 minutes as you can play.
Here's Haley, wheels around. He had Lechner on his shoulder. Lechner's got the rebound, and no foul. He rips it out of there. Well, you got to protect the ball. Up it comes to Boyd.
Well, he was looking down the floor because Dent was wide open. Unfortunately, he couldn't get it because UCLA did a great job of jamming the outlet passer.
UCLA, the 15th ranked team in the country, won 22 of their last 24. Lechner, tough shot. Sommers inside, kept the ball alive. Look at that effort. It's going to be off of Wyoming, but you cannot get it back. He just got it from Jonathan Sommers.
You know, Lechner has turned baseline on his last 2 shots. And I'll tell you, Haley has extended himself and has really applied great pressure.
A minute and a half to go. Here's Reggie. Sommers chesting out. Montel, Hatcher, Lechner, Haley. They both got a piece of it. Hatcher, Lechner with the rebound. Dent breaks the pressure and he's fouled.
UCLA, number 12, Montel Hatcher, second foul.
Montel Hatcher commits it. Jim Brandenburg, who took this team to the NCAAs in '82, beat USC, losing to Georgetown, who went on to the Final Four, trying to continue the season and move to Seattle to play UNLV.
Well, that wasn't a bad move. I mean, you're forcing Dent to go to the line and make the foul shots, and I know he's done an outstanding job in the RAC playoffs and again the other day.
Now Brandenburg's not watching. I don't blame him.
He did not look on the last shot.
I was kidding him about it. Maybe he's going to do it this time. That's 4 pressure foul free throws. Dent and Sommers have hit.
Dent, in the last 2 weeks, has been put in a number of tough situations, and I'm very happy for the young man because he's walked right up there and made the shots.
Timeout. 1:10 to go. 1:10 to go. It's 3-point time now for UCLA.
Well, there's a 5-point difference in this game. You do not necessarily have to shoot a 3 right now. The main thing is that you get a quick score, whether it's a 2 or a 3. You usually go inside and then back out because UCLA's defense is good enough to turn the ball over.
You could say 4 or 13 for the 3-point. Reggie wanted one there. Emmel's going to try a 3-pointer. Doesn't go. Dent with the rebound. And they foul him. They foul Turk Boyd in the backcourt. The foul against Pooh Richardson.
Foul. UCLA.
You're shaking your head on that last trip down
Well,
the floor.
see, my thinking is anytime you're down 5 points, the main thing is that you score. You know, it doesn't have to be a 3 because if you scored a 2, you're only down 3, okay? You still need another possession. You have to stop the team and get the ball and come down. Whether it's a 2-point or 3, it's immaterial. The pressure is not at this time on making a 3. The big thing was to score first, the best possible shot.
And they did not get a good shot. Haley comes in now. Emmel will leave. They got Haley in for rebounding. Big miss. And who's got it? Pooh Richardson. UCLA still alive. 50 seconds go. 3-pointer by Reggie. Out it comes. Pooh's got it. He's going to try a 3-pointer. Air ball. Dembo. He'll be fouled by Pooh Richardson. Isn't it interesting? All year long, UCLA had great shooting range, especially Miller, and when you need it the most right now, it's just not happening.
Yeah, but you have to give some credit to the defense right now. The defense has been right up in the face of the guy on the shot. Now, that's very difficult to do when I know right now that you want a 3. You see, what do you call it? Haley was just wide open on the low box. You throw the ball in, and if Haley would have made the score, you're still only down 3, and you got 38 seconds to go.
Well, they left the door open, missing a free throw a while ago. Dembo would like to close it.
Big. But you know what? It's still 2 possessions.
Yep.
Now you're forced to take a 3.
Look at that from the line. Can't play much better than he has.
Absolutely not.
Emma will come back in. 38 seconds. 73-66 Wyoming. Sommers will check out of the ball game now. Fox comes in for him.
UCLA has their 3 3-point shooters in. Hatcher, Immel's open on the other side.
Montel Hatcher, they just can't buy one out there. Broken up. Lechner's got it. Lechner, 26 seconds. Fox and Miller is fouled out of the game.
Foul. UCLA number 31. Reggie Miller. 5 fouls on Miller. Reggie Miller, unofficially 24 points as he leads the contest. Replaced by number 57 Walker in the Bruin line.
He lays a 24 points and 9 rebounds. Second in scoring at UCLA only to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. What a great career. Reggie Fox. You don't think the people in the state of Wyoming aren't getting a little excited right now? In Laramie, they may be dancing in the streets.
Well, this is a big win for their basketball program. But coming in, we said at the top of the show, this is a very good basketball team. Because they play good defense and they have an inside-outside game.
And they get the dubious honor of meeting UNLV next week. Foul going on Fox. They don't want to be stopping the clock.
No.
18 seconds.
No, unfortunately, you do not want to stop it at this time. Pressure now. They'll pressure the ball. And many times in this situation, you're open at about half court. You're open at half court or long. Let's see what happens.
Roshlin gets both of them. Immediate pressure. And they're going to have a foul. Dembo. Boy, they don't want to send him to the line, but they have no choice.
Foul.
That stops it with 17 seconds to go.
Number 30, fourth foul on
Emmel committing the foul, his 4th. We'll be going to this game immediately at the conclusion of our game. Austin Peay. Boy, who are those guys?
Whoever they are playing great basketball, and they are what college basketball is all about. Okay?
39 points for this guy. Saved his best game for the most important game thus far of the year for this guy. I'd like to thank our NCAA committee representative Arnie Farron, our tournament manager Nick Alger, and media coordinator Bruce Woodbury for their courtesy and cooperation. Now with 40 points, Dembo. Our producer Ed Goen, our director John McDonough, Artie Kepner, our associate producer. Thanks, guys. 76-68. Emmel loads it up from 3-point range. Walker tries to come up with it. Instead, Tim Hunt does. There's the senior getting a chance to play in the tournament. Wyoming to win it.
Number 24, final score. University of Wyoming 78, UCLA 68.
The final score, 76-68. Wyoming is upset 15th ranked UCLA. Now let's go to Jim Nance in New York.